Okay, the market. So, products and services. You might have decided to take a look back at your original assessment, AT1, and you will see some products and services that you might have listed there. Describe your products and services using the PPP model. I hope I put enough P's and not too many. And if you take a little bit of a look around, I think you might find there's an English website that has a good example of the PPP model. Um, ah, what the hell? I'm not going to be answering the question for you. I'm just going to show you where the PP model can be found. That'll make life a bit easier for you, I'm sure. So let's go to that website now. So here you go, marketingmix.co.uk, the marketing mix. And it has the 4Ps and apparently the 7Ps of marketing. And this has a pretty good explanation. Feel free to have a read through. It'll give you more information on the details of it. But quintessentially, we're looking at the product, the price, the place, and the method of promotion. And this gives you your target market. So if we look over this website, you'll find information describing this in better detail. So, here's information on what is involved in the product. Take a little read through and it'll help you out. Note the website up the top here, marketingmix.co.uk, and that could be helpful for you. Now, if you're looking at getting your product, I just want to, or your service, I want to really put out here that these four elements, they've done a Venn diagram to illustrate that where they intersect, they're talking about how you're addressing these things toward your target market. Okay, so the product is aimed to a certain target market. Let's say we're talking about massage. You might be putting your target market as for your business as the elderly, and someone else might be looking at athletes, and another person might be looking at working parents or something similar. The price, you want to make sure the price suits your target market. So you wouldn't be providing treatments to pensioners who don't have a substantial, let's say, income. You wouldn't be setting the price at something exorbitant. However, professional athletes that are paid well might be prepared to pay something more exorbitant, and you might see fewer of them. And then the place, so you're going to look at your placement in the market, and finally the promotion and the method of promotion. So for your target market, are they going to be, let's say, if you're speaking of pensioners, or you might be addressing a service for people with dyslexia, you wouldn't put all of your promotion in an online readable format. You might have it as things like videos or pamphlets with imagery that would be more suitable to the target market. Whereas, let's say, athletes, you might be promoting it in sporting stadiums. It could be anything from the entryway or just on the path to a sporting stadium where lots of people practice the sport that you're interested in, working with those people. So you might be promoting it that way, or you could look at face-to-face promotion, getting yourself involved in those methods as well. So have a look at your target market and think about the kind of people where you can use your skills and your ability to deliver service and products most effectively. Okay, it can sometimes be an interest for you or something where you just seem to have a bit of a knack, and that is something that you'll probably be able to sell a little more easily, and therefore you can use that to work backwards from your target market to think about the product that you're selling and the price that you'll provide and the method of promotion, etc. Okay, so you need to, as the question states, and I'll just minimize that, describe your products and or services using the PPP model. So for that particular question, I can tell you how to find the PPP model and one more P and what it relates to, and you need to provide the descriptions. So that is the essential part of the question. Your market position. What is your position in the market? We're not talking about a physical or geographical location here. We're speaking more about your level of service and perhaps the price that you're putting. So you might be let's put it in the terms of hair salons. An upmarket hair salon that charges $400 for a men's haircut and $500 for a lady's. Very gender biased there. However, they will be uh, looking at the upper tier, whereas you get the $12 haircut no matter who you are. That could be the lower end of the market, the lower end in the market position. You might find people are in the middle or upper middle or lower middle, etc., based on their pricing. They might be providing a higher quality service and charging more, or a faster service and charging less. And you might find people do a variation of charging a slightly higher price, but giving an even higher end service to try and capture people from one market and bring them back into theirs in a competitive way. So describe your market position and how you intend to justify that. You could state that the average range of prices for a particular service starts at $40 and goes up to $130, and you'll be positioning yourself at $95 for the same service. So try and give you a description of your position in the market, mid-market, upper market, etc., and then put in a little bit of information to verify that. Not a lot, just bottom price, top price, where you are. That'll be sufficient there. Unique selling proposition. Some people call it a point of difference. Oh, there you go. Define your point of difference. So what is it about you that makes your business the one that people really want to go to? Why is it that they will choose you above other people? Is it the hours you trade? Do you open at midnight and trade till 4 a.m.? Are you always open on public holidays? Do you provide discounts at a certain time of day when there's a quieter period, perhaps? You might even be providing a service that no one else does. You could have a service that addresses an issue that customers have that no one has ever fulfilled before. Or maybe just present it in a really nice, unique environment, something that's a very aesthetically beautiful place to attend. So make sure you include what it is that'll make you different. Anticipated demand. This is difficult to work out, particularly with a new business. Perhaps look at a region where you're going to be placing your business or targeting your advertising. And you could see what the competition in the market is like. So if there is a glut of similar businesses, a large number of the same business, then you can call up and find out how hard it is to get a booking or an appointment there. And if it's very difficult for the 6 competitors in that local area, if it's very difficult and you've got to wait 3 weeks for an appointment, then you probably find that you may have a high demand for those services in those areas. You could find that an area where there is only 2 or 3 people that, 2 or 3 businesses in a different suburb, that they have, let's say, appointments available randomly every day, saying that there's modest demand in those areas. Another method that can give you an idea of demand is looking at the type of people in that area. You could look at real estate statistics and find out that there are mainly retirees or young families. And a business that might be targeted towards, let's say, a children's play centre would have a higher demand in a suburb with the young families rather than the retirees that live down near the beach. So have a look at your pricing strategy next. So define your pricing strategy. Think about why it is you're going to choose the price that you do. In this, you need to consider how much money you need to earn for yourself to live, how much you need to pay all the bills of your business, and what it is that your customers are prepared to pay, and how much time you have to deliver those services and products. So if you only had 1 hour a day, you'd need to charge a lot more for that 1 hour of that pricing. And then you need to make sure that that 1 hour, that single hour a day, was charged at a level that also your target market could afford to pay. Whereas if you were going to work 18 hours a day, a bit ridiculous, you may be able to reduce your price per service because you have 18 opportunities to recover some money. And hopefully that one makes sense there. But you want to describe how it is you arrive at your prices. Okay, that'll be based on the customer demographics and what it is that you need in those prior criteria I said. Remember, the video is much better than a class because you can stop, rewind, replay, and type in after each point what you think about it. So go ahead, pause, back up a few seconds, and then do that. Value to the customer. Where are you adding value to your customers? Provide a model or example to support your explanation. Well, I can think of two examples. One might be a restaurant. For you to go out and have dinner and pay, I don't know, $70 for a meal, and your partner that's with you pays another $70, you might find that, gee, that's exorbitant for a meal because I can go and buy I don't know, a meal, or buy the food to make a meal at home just as good for $15 and feed us both. Well, okay, there's not much value based on the price there alone. However, you might find that the opportunity to go out and have time to connect with your partner would be the value to you as a customer. And you might hate doing dishes. That could be the value to you. Or the cook could have ingredients that you find it hard to obtain. There's another value to the customer. So in your business, how are you going to provide value to the customer that is greater than what they might get A, from a competitor, or B, from trying to provide the service or goods to themselves? Think of it in those contexts. How can you do it better than what they could arrange otherwise? We'll pause now and I'll continue later. Thanks.